What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Syndicate, where you know data meets dollars. God bless you all. Thank you for coming back to watch another video. I do appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button, comment, and or subscribe. If you're new to the channel and you got any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. The Discord should be in the description, so if you want to join the Discord, it is in the description. We got about about 100 members in there. We all active. We chopping it up, busting it up, cracking jokes, just having a good time, guys. So, if you want to join that, it's absolutely free. Feel free to hop in and get in while the getting's good. All right, guys, we got several games tonight. A lot of games, really. We got Miami versus New Jersey, Seattle versus Atlanta, the Saints versus Tampa Bay, the Redskins. Oh, I'm sorry. The Commanders versus the Vikings, the Colts and the Jags, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Ravens, Titans and Browns, Bengals and Bills, Broncos and Raiders, Bears and Packers, Rams and Cardinals, Texans and Chiefs. Let's start with Miami. Oh, before I get into that, I want y'all to do me a solid. I want y'all to check Jacoby Brissett's lines. All right, this guy is 7-0, 6-1 as far as covering certain over and unders. I looked at him. I wrote some down, but I don't remember what I did with him. But anyway, Jacoby Brissett, you can take any one of his lines. This guy is balling. He's a starter in this league, guys. So I can see why they said Kyler Murray, just rush yourself, because Brissett has just been amazing. I'm sure he's going to get a starting deal next season, or Arizona's going to pay him handsomely. All right, guys, let's get into it. We got Miami and New Jersey. Let's try to get through this as quickly as possible. I don't want to keep y'all too long. All right, we got Miami. These are the lines for Tua. Here's all the lines for Tua right here. All right, that's Tua's lines. All right, let's jump down to running backs. I might take this boy Devon for 2 tutties, man. That boy is special. Devon against that Jets defense, I can see Devon getting 2. Let's jump into wide receivers. We got Jaden Waddle. We got Malik Washington. Here's the numbers for these guys as far as their yardage and their potential to get a receiving touchdown. Tight ends, we got Darren Waller. I definitely put Darren on the slip. I remember like week 4, week 5, week 6, this dude was like hitting touchdowns every damn week, and then he got injured. But I'm definitely taking Darren Waller today. He's just a special player. We got Seiler. Of course, you know Seiler is a beast. Let me see if I wrote him down as one of my sack guys. Yeah, he's always down as one of my sack guys. I got Seiler down as one of my sack guys. All right, guys, that's Miami. Let's jump over to Jersey. Dirty Jers. Let's jump over to Jersey, see what they got popping. All right, here's the defense for Jersey. We got McDonald. We got Huff. Huff be getting in that backfield too. Let me get Huff down real quick. I'll just put him over here. All right, we got Huff down. Of course, we always play McDonald. That's just a play that we're going to play every week. Let's jump over to quarterbacks here. We got Tyrod Taylor. They should have been starting Tyrod. Here's Tyrod's numbers right here. I'm taking Tyrod for an anytime touchdown right here. You see it, 0.93. Give me Tyrod Taylor for an anytime touchdown. Easy work. Tyrod Taylor, anytime touchdown. Remember I said that. Let's jump over to running backs. We got Breece Hall. Breece Hall looking sexy on that touchdown right there at that 0.69. That's a 70% chance to get in the end zone, guys. Tez Washington. All right. Here's the wide receivers for these boys. And tight ends. Here's the tight end look. And we already jumped over to defense. All right, so now let's jump into Seattle and Atlanta. Let's go back over to quarterbacks. Let's jump into Seattle. And we got Atlanta up next. Seattle, here's the numbers for Sam Darnold. I love Sam Darnold. I think he's a great quarterback. And I haven't checked to see how frequently he covers his lines, but Sam Darnold is a play. And just find it. Kenneth Walker, I never play him for a touchdown ever again. He blew me a couple tickets. Here's your wide receivers. Jackson, JSN, looking good. Tight ends. And here's the defense for Seattle. All right, let's jump over to Atlanta. Who Atlanta got? I think they got Kirk Cousins. Let's go over here and see what's up with that ATL. The Dirty Bird. Remember the Dirty Bird? We got Kirk Cousins in the building here. Kirk has not been performing well. Of course, we know Michael Penix is out, but here is the numbers for Kirk Cousins. Jumping over to running backs here, we got Bijan and Tyler. As far as touchdowns, Tyler's looking like the guy, but he is a backup potentially. So you can take him or Robinson, but really it looked like Tyler going to be the guy to get one in the end zone. Let's jump over to wide receivers because, let's check over the receiving yards. Them boys is mapped out. I got to fix that. Wide receivers, Drake London, Darnell Mooney, Devin Sills. These are the numbers for those guys. Jumping over to tight ends, you got Kyle Pitts. No touchdown, though. And defense, here's those numbers for Atlanta on the defensive side. All right, here's the numbers for Atlanta on the defensive side. I'm moving so fast, I don't even know if I remember saying Darnold. But let me just go back to Seattle and see if we caught those running backs. Yeah, we went through that. What about that defense? Let me check their defense out again. Yeah, here we go for that Seattle defense. Jay Reed, of course, he always applying pressure back there. Remember, guys, a half a sack gets you a full payout, so definitely keep that in mind. We got New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Let's jump over there. We got New Orleans. Here's Tyler. Tyler's back up. You can take Tyler for an anytime pick. Yeah, 71% chance of throwing a pick, man. Jeez. Running backs, Alvin Kamara. I might do interceptions today. Alvin Kamara has just underperformed all season. I don't know what's going on with him. Wide receivers, here's your wide receiver look. Olave. I'm thinking about playing Devon Vale. I think he's a good target and somebody that can get a touchdown at some decent odds. Tight ends, and let's jump down to defense. Here's the defensive looks. They got some good guys. Granderson, Brissy, those guys. I picked Granderson last week. He did not hit. But I did pick him last week. I like Jordan, though, at that 0.14. That's good, too. But those are the looks right there. Let's jump over to Tampa Bay. All my bets come from this model. I just find the best ones and run with it. You know what I mean? And like y'all know, man, y'all in the Discord, y'all see. Tampa Bay, we got Baker Mayfield. Baker's not looking like he's going to be doing his thing. He look like he's slowing down. But that rushing yards for Baker look kind of good right there. And Baker's like a gunslinger, so I can see him absolutely throwing a pick against that Saints defense. Running backs, we got Bucky Irvin and Sean Tucker. I can see Bucky getting back in the end zone. He's a dynamic running back, man. He really is. You can take Bucky for any anytime touchdown. Wide receivers and tight ends. Also, we have the defense. All right, guys, that's all your looks for those 3 games right there. We got Washington and Minnesota up next. Let's get into that. Quarterbacks, let's jump down to Washington. We got Marcus Mariota out there doing his thing tonight. These are the numbers. I like Marcus. Marcus is looking good. Marcus looked like he's definitely throwing a pick, though. I'm playing interceptions today. I ain't even going to trip. Let's jump over to running backs first. Here's your running back look. Nobody really looking like they're going to bust one in. The model doesn't project any of these running backs getting it in for Washington. So this looks like Washington is not going to be looking too good. But we got Terry McLaurin. He's looking mighty decent here. I like McLaurin and his numbers. McLaurin, let me write him down. I probably already played Terry. Yeah, I played him already. Tight ends. I don't think so. Well, I wrote him down somewhere. I ain't playing him yet, but I wrote him down. Defense. Here's your defensive looks right here. All right, so that's Washington. Let's jump over to Minnesota, see what they got going on. I think they got some injuries going on. I don't know what they got, but whoever's playing quarterback is definitely coming in there and throwing a pick. We got Carson Wentz, J.J. McCarthy, and Max Brosmer. Excuse me. Yeah, if J.J.'s playing, 1.45 opportunity to throw a pick. He's throwing a pick. Running backs, Aaron Jones. I'm playing interceptions today. I got an interception vibe. I'm playing interceptions. Let's jump over to wide receivers. Nothing looking real sexy. Tight ends and defense. All right, guys. Here's all your defensive projections for that game. Let's go over to the Colts. Anybody stand out? No, not really. Let's jump over to the Colts and who the Colts got. Let's jump into this thing and see. I have it written down, but I got to move this and look over there. I ain't got time for all that. We got Daniel Jones. Here's Daniel Jones right here. Here's his numbers. No interceptions. That's good. So that's looking good. Running backs, Jonathan Taylor, 100, no rushing touchdowns. They slowing him down. It seems like that offense moves the way Jonathan moves. Here's your wide receivers. I like Pittman here. I like Alec Pierce too. But Daniel Jones is slipping, man. Like, you know what I mean? He ain't playing like he is. I like Tyler Warren here. I definitely like Tyler Warren. That definitely looks like a play, that Tyler Warren. Defense, and here's the defense for that game. Let's jump over to Jacksonville. Quarterbacks, Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the Jacksonville. Here's all the lines for Jacksonville. Here's all the numbers. Who's this? Trevor Lawrence for anytime touchdown at 30.31. That's pretty decent for a quarterback, that is. Jumping to running backs. We got Tootin. I like Tootin today. I do like Tootin at that .78. That look good, bro. Really, that look good. I can see Tootin busting one. Wide receivers, that's your wide receiver look. Jacoby Myers is looking good. And, Travis Hunter's out. And Parker Washington. One of these two is catching it. Parker Washington or Jacoby Myers is getting a touchdown. Bet it. Tight ends, Brenton Strange. He's on my tight end list. So how I play these is I play them by positions. And then, like I'll do a running back parlay, run them straight. Tight end parlay, run them straight. Wide receiver parlay, run them straight. And I just run it like that. All right, guys, that's all your projections. Anybody for Jacksonville? We got Allen right here, Jay Hines Allen. I was looking for him last week. He got a sack last week, and I was looking for him. And every time I put in Jay Allen, like this right here, it kept coming up Josh Allen. You got to make sure you put Hines Allen in if you want to pay him for a sack. Put Jay Hines Allen, just like this, just like this, and he'll pop up for you, and you'll be able to get that play. If you type in Josh Allen, the only guy that's going to pop up is the bull for the Bills. Let's jump into the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, guys, we're almost done. This is great. I got some time here. I had to run out this morning, so let's apologize for a little late video. Wifey wanted some breakfast from McDonald's. She liked the McGriddles, so I had to run over there and get her a McGriddle. Here's all that right there for Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, either or. Let's jump into the running backs. Jaylen Warren. I do like Jaylen Warren to get an anytime touchdown. That is definitely possible. Wide receivers. Here's the wide receiver list. Also, guys, a lot of these guys are out of the playoffs. Winner you're out of the playoffs. So find those teams that are either on that hump, right? If they win or lose, so that's going to let you know what stars are going to actually play their best because they trying to keep their team alive for the playoff hunt. All right, and we got T.J. Watt. That's an anytime sack. You can definitely mark that down. Who they got? They got Baltimore. Let's go see what Lamar doing. They talking about Lamar was off. I ain't watching no TV, no updates on anything. Lamar Jackson, here he is. Lay May, throwing a pick. Lamar Jackson throwing a pick. Ooh, that's high. I might take Lamar Jackson for throwing a pick against Pitt because he's gonna get some pressure. What's his running? What is his running yards? If it's over 40, I gotta take that for Lamar. Yep, 48 yards, rushing yards. All right, so that's a good play. Running backs, Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown, of course. Rushing yards, 1.16. That's extremely high. That's a lock. Derrick Henry for anytime touchdown is a lock. Wide receivers, nothing there as far as touchdowns. Tight ends, right here, Mark Andrews. It's kind of low. It's a 28% chance of getting in there. Defense, here's all your sacks right here for those guys. All right, guys, that's your Pitt and Ravens game. Let's jump over to the game that I really don't want to discuss, which is a dumpster fire, is the Titans and the Browns. I really don't care. I think they will. They are two competitive quarterbacks. They went through the circuit together, so I'm sure that this is going to be a good one. Let's go down to Tennessee, see what's going on over here. Cam Ward. Cam's been running. If he's averaging over, if they're giving me 25-plus rushing yards, I'm taking that. Yep. Give me Cam Ward. And Cam Ward for a rushing touchdown, .28. I'm not taking that, but I will take his rushing yards. Running backs. Tony Pollard. Tony has just been underperforming as well. It's just he was better when he was with Dallas, honestly. He's fast, but he's just not cooking. Wide receivers, I like Dyke here just based off this this wide receiver list. I do like Dyke or Van Jefferson. One of them two I like for an anytime touchdown. Tight ends, nothing there. And defense, here you go. Let's jump over to Cleveland, see what's going on over there. You can definitely take Myles Garrett for an anytime sack. That's just any given play right here. He wasn't a model earlier in the season, but You know, he's just kind of like an automatic call, so you can just pick him, and know he's going to hit. Here's Shador. Shador is on the board. Picks 0.37. Basically a 40% chance of throwing a pick. We got running backs here. Sean Judkins, 70% chance of getting in the end zone. I like that. Wide receivers, nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Tight ends, nobody. Njoku, kind of, sort of, but he only has an 18% chance. He's a red zone target. Defense, nothing crazy. Z Smith on the sack. Let's jump into the Bengals and Bills. Guys, we're almost done. That's dope. Let's jump over to Bengals and Bills. Here is your Bengals. Where the Bills at? Here's Buffalo. Here's Josh Allen. Probably anytime touchdowns are probably about 80% chance. Anytime touchdown, rushing touchdown, 87. Yep. I call that, man. I'll be calling it. Josh Allen on that one. Running backs, here's James Cook, Ray Davis. James Cook, 0.34. I'm not taking James Cook for anytime touchdown. I took him last week. He didn't do it. If they get in the red zone, Josh Allen on a rollout is just dangerous. Just dangerous. I do like Coleman here over Shavers, but those two are the most highest potential to get a touchdown. Remember, this is a touchdown predictor. We have receiving touchdowns, Dalton Kincaid. That's pretty decent for a tight end, 32, but not strong enough for me to play it. Defense, that's your defense to look right there. Let's jump over to the Bengals. Who is the quarterback for the Bengals? I don't know. Let's jump over here to Cincinnati. We got Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco. So if Burrow is playing, here's the projections for Burrow. And Burrow, no picks, nothing, just clean ball. Yeah, looks like Joe Burrow, if he is playing, he's going to play some clean ball. If Flacco's playing, Flacco's throwing a pick. Jumping in the running backs, Chase Brown looking all right, but no rushing touchdown listed. He has a better percentage chance. He got about a 30% chance of getting in the end zone. I don't like that. That's not strong enough. T. Higgins, 50% chance, 40.45 again in the end zone. I like Iozivez, like guys that this is a guy who can get one right here. Andrew, he's definitely a guy that can get one. Tight ends, see what's up over here. Nothing good, but these are the numbers. And let's jump over to the defense. Bam, here's your defensive plays right here. Nothing crazy, but Hendrickson definitely anytime sack. All right, let's go back to the Bills. No, we on Cincinnati. Yeah, all right, let's jump over to the Bills again. I just want to make sure that we hit that that defensive level right there. Here they go right here. Nothing crazy. Tight ends. Dalton Kincaid looking all right, and jumping back to wide receivers. Yeah, nothing crazy over there. We got the Broncos and the Raiders. Let's jump into that. Quarterback, Broncos. Let's go down to the Denver. We got Denver. Here's Denver right here. Here's the Broncos. Bo Nix. Here's his numbers. He looking all right. Bo Nix. Nothing standing out. Running backs. He disappointed me the 1 week. I thought he was going to ball out, man. He's not ready yet. Honestly, Bo Nix, he ain't ready yet. But R.J. Harvey has a 90% chance of getting in that end zone, guys. Take R.J. Harvey this week. Wide receivers, something light, nothing crazy. Courtland Sutton, I took definitely playing Courtland Sutton. Tight ends and defense. Now Bo Nix is playing. You can definitely put him down for any time. Let me check Bo Nix on that sack level. Let me slide down. Yeah, 0.85 on the interception level. So that's definitely what I want to see. Let's go check out Geno. I think Geno's out after this season. Really, it's time for them to rebuild, grow up, and find them a quarterback. Geno 0.76 on an anytime pick. I can see that happening. Running backs, Ashton Genty. Don't play him. Never will play him. Don't like playing him. But he is high, 1.14 for a receiving touchdown. That's pretty decent. So Genty will be added to the list just based on the numbers of the projection for a receiving touchdown for Ashton Genty. Tight end. Let me go back to that. What's he? 7 receptions. So he's going to get targeted a lot out of the backfield, which is good. He is a check down guy, and he can get loose in space. Brock Bowers, 50% chance of getting a tutty. Let's drop down to defense, and here's your defensive guys right here. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy at all. All right. So that's the Raiders. That's it. Nah, we got three more games, guys. We got the Bears and the Packers. Let's go check them out. Chicago. This is the game I'm really interested in looking at today. Let's go up there and check Chicago out. Here's Chicago. You got Caleb Williams. He's looking okay. Anytime touchdowns. Caleb to throw a pick against that Green Bay. That's going to be a tight game anyway. I can see Caleb throwing a pick there. Menange, 85% chance of getting a touchdown. Britton Brown, 63%. And DeAndre Swift, 43%. Out of all three, I do like Menange to get a rushing touchdown. But with Swift, it just depends on, who got the hot hand. And a lot of times when you got double backs, it's kind of like who has the hot hand. We're going to keep feeding the hot hand. DJ Moore, 0.25. I think DJ could get in the end zone this week. If he's available, everybody else is looking slim. Jumping into tight ends, here's your tight end looks. Coast and Loveland, I like this play. I like this Coast and Loveland play right here. Jumping down to defense, here's your defensive projections. Let's jump over to Green Bay. We going to quarterbacks, Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, we got Jordan Love. Love Jordan Love's game. Really do. Really do. No picks. Yeah, he's going to play a solid game. Running backs, Josh Jacobs, 52% chance. Emmanuel Wilson, 54% chance. I do like Josh Jacobs to have a day today. Yeah, I do. Wide receivers, cold out there. This is a good ground game. Christian Watson and what's his name? Datavian Wicks. I do like Datavian Wicks and Christian Watson. Honestly, any one of these two for Green Bay, you can definitely line up because they got a great quarterback throwing them the ball. Tucker Kraft look good at that 40%. So these are all great plays. Micah with 2.94 sacks. That's heavy. You can definitely take him to get in there. He's going to ball out. All right, guys, that's just Chicago and Denver. We got Rams and Cardinals. This is another game I like here. I'm taking everything Brissett. But here is your Matthew Stafford numbers. Okay, looking good. 20%, 20 completions. Running backs, Blake Corum. Looking okay here. Blake Corum is definitely looking okay. Let's drop this thing down again. The wide receivers. Here's your wide receiver plays. Puka Nacua. Devontae Adams, 40% chance of getting in that end zone. I definitely like that. Puka looks like he's going to be getting a lot of targets, but Devontae Adams is a beast, and he's a well slept on beast. Tight ends and defense. Here's your defensive projections. I like Young here. Young, whoever that is, I don't know, but I'm telling you I like him based on the projections. Let's jump over to Arizona. And, when y'all do your own research, y'all can gather it up. Me personally, I really don't. I just check certain lines. I'm a line movement guy, really. Passing yards, interceptions, rushing touchdowns, all that right there. That's for Jacoby. Here's your running backs, James Conner. Trey Benson, here you go. Wide receivers, here's your wide receiver look. You got Trey McBride, Marvin Harrison. I like Trey McBride. No, he's play tight end, but he's a beast. Or Dortch is your guy. Dortch is your wide receiver that's going to catch one. Tight ends, here's your tight ends and your defense. All right, here's your defense, guys. All right, I'll do like Gardeck. Gardeck looks good. All right, guys, last game of the night. We got the Texans and the Chiefs. Let's get over here and check the Texans out, and then we're going to check the Chiefs out. Texans, Houston, where you at? There you go. Here's Houston, Davis Mills. Here's all the numbers here. Rushing touchdowns, everything like that. Running backs, Woody Marks, Nick Chubb. Here you go here. Here's all the plays there. Jump down to wide receivers. Jaden Higgins is looking good. Christian Kirk is looking good. Tight ends. Defense. Here's your defensive projections. All right, let's jump back over to KC. Let's see what the Chiefs is bringing. What the Chiefs is bringing into town. Chiefs got to win this game. Any picks? Yeah. Patrick's looking like he's going to throw one. Running backs, Kareem Hunt. Receiving touchdowns. Wide receivers. Rasheed Rice or Marquise Brown, one of those two. Let's go see what Travis is going to do out here. Travis, 50% chance of getting one. Defense. Here's your defensive lines, guys. Gerlaftis is always a beast to get in that backfield. All right, guys, this is the full lineup for all players. Everything good for Week 14. God bless you all. Happy betting. Keep an eye out for the NBA video that will be dropping. I haven't checked to see what times the game starts. So long as they're not at like 3 or 5 o'clock, I will be playing those. Join the Discord. We drop NCAA. We drop plays for every damn sport, basically. But, you know, I like to see you guys in there. Again, guys, God bless you all. It's the Sports Syndicate. We out.